Well, I had a message until 4 o'clock yesterday morning. I don't know whether it was God or jet lag that woke me up. But when I woke up, God reminded me that we had just been in Stockholm and the room number was 1515. And on my computer were the notes of a message called 15 Lessons in 15 Years. And I figured maybe I should do that and not do a whiteboard and try and be clever with a marker and a whiteboard. And I've titled it this, and it's in memory of me standing between those two pillars over there up against the wall on a Sunday night in about 2002, and Bill came over and doing a prayer time, and he prayed a prayer, and the prayer was, give him what he came here for. And so I've titled this message, Did You Get What You Came Here For? It's me reviewing me, but I also want to challenge you, because you pay a lot of money to get here. A lot of money. People fly from all over the world to get here. And did you get what you came here for? And I have an end direction which is related to some of my current journey. I want to read a couple of passages. I'm going to paraphrase one of them, Deuteronomy chapter 12. I came here on Deuteronomy chapter 12. Won't share the whole story, but fundamentally came here for Sue. It was Sue that had the vision to come here, and she came here before me in 1999, and 2 years later, we moved here. I came here on Genesis chapter 12. I was driving to work one day, beautiful Oxfordshire countryside, and I just had a chat with God in my car. And my chat was this: give me one man's story of faith that will encourage me to go to Bethel. And he said to me, as clear as anything, Genesis chapter 12. Now, to me now, it's so obvious that I could have made it up kind of a thing. But I know I didn't back then. The paraphrase, of course, is, leave the land of your fathers. I'm a Brit, in case you hadn't noticed. Leave the land of your fathers, go to the land which I will show you. And I'm not going to read it all, but it includes, go to the oak of Morah, which some translations talk about giant trees. I don't know whether you've noticed, but there are some giant trees about 150 miles from here. And then it says, go to the place called Bethel, east of the mountain, and pitch a tent. If that's not clear enough for you, I can't help you. I just can't help you. But about, 3-4 months ago, I was on a plane, and somebody had posted on Facebook something about Deuteronomy chapter 8, and it was, I can't say I read every time I see the Bible on Facebook, but I decided to read Deuteronomy chapter 8. And I realized that I came here on Genesis 12, and I know theologically it's the same land, but the wording of it, you just have to understand, was my wording. And it says this: all the commandments I'm commanding you today, you shall be careful to do, that you may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord swore to give to your forefathers. I guess it's time to go home to my father's land. I'll skim quite a bit of it, but you shall remember all the way which the Lord your God has led you in wilderness these 40 years, that he might humble you, testing you to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. Goes on to talk about man not living by bread alone, about God disciplining you just as a man disciplines his son. Talks of going into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs flowing forth in valleys and hills. Genesis 12 was mountains. Valleys and hills. Sounds like England to me. Don't get valleys and hills here, you get valleys and mountains. A land of wheat and barley. Definitely got some of that going on. We don't have vines, fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil and honey. Well, we have honey, but talks about a land where you shall eat bread. I have to confess, I do prefer European bread to American bread. I'm sorry, I just do. Everybody does. Let's start a revival on bread alone. Let's get European bread in this land. Goes on to talk about houses. It's a strange thing, but in a way our house here ended up being a tent because of financial stuff and that sort of thing. It ended up being a temporary house, and go back and it, in the King James talks about build goodly houses. It just goes on to talk about just so many clear things for us, and that It's your God who's given you the power to make wealth, and my power and the strength of my hand, etc., etc. And it was just so clear to me. And as I started to read that, I started to reflect upon these elements of, did I get what I came here for? And do you get what you came here for?